Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to all in today's webinar and good evening. And today's webinar is on internal auditor versus lead auditor. So we are very happy to have you with us. Before we start, I will briefly introduce SIS certifications followed by an introduction of our keynote speaker, Mr. Gyanendra Dwivedi. After that, we will share a few important instructions to help the session run smoothly and stay on schedule. Let me share this slide with you all. Hello. Yeah. So this is the first slide, and let's start with the About Us slide to introduce our company first. And here we are going to talk about the SIS certifications, and I will give you the brief about the background information of SIS certifications. So SIS certifications is a trusted certification body with decades of experience in international market system certifications, and it is accredited and accepted by IF, IS, and UAF. And our training programs are exemplar global certified. The company serves 15,000 plus clients in over 50 countries, offers 25 plus certification standards, and has offices in more than 10 countries. It provides complete certification services through proper resources, clear processes, and defined timelines. So we are moving to the next slide. So we have experts with over 20 years of experience from various industries supported by 250 plus auditors and 300 plus technical experts. We follow the right methods to deliver faster certification, provide 24-hour support, and respond in less time, less than an hour. Now we are moving to the next slide. So these are the services that we offered. So we provide ISO certification and training services for standards like ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO 45001, ISO 37001, and ISO 27001, and so on. So we also offer auditor and implementation training programs, including lead auditor, internal auditor, lead implementer, and introductory courses. Moving to the next slide. So this is a global presence. So we have a global presence with partners and associates in more than 20 countries, enabling us to support clients around the world. So this is the next slide, public and private sector. So we serve both public and private sector organizations, including manufacturing, IT, government and policy and police departments, logistics, healthcare, educational, and many more other industries. Moving to the next slide, and it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. Gyanendra Dwivedi. So he is a certified lead auditor and compliance expert with extensive experience in auditing, risk management, and quality assurance. Backed by postgraduate qualifications in business management, he specializes in simplifying complex regulatory standards and aligning them with industry's best practices to derive organizational excellence. He holds multiple lead auditor certifications across key ISO standards, including ISO 9001 2015, ISO 14001, and ISO 45001 2018, and ISO 13485 2016, and has conducted over 1,000 audits worldwide across industries such as manufacturing, IT, healthcare, and finance. He has collaborated with 500 plus organizations to deliver tailored compliance solutions, fire safety, audits, and ISO training programs. His training methodology emphasizes practicality, clarity, and engagement through real world case studies and interactive learning. His core expertise includes ISO standard implementation, compliance and risk management, fire safety, and process optimization, making him a trusted trainer and consultant for professionals seeking to advance in ISO auditing and quality management. So here are a few important instructions to ensure the session runs smoothly and remains on schedule. So kindly note down these points. So kindly keep your microphones on mute throughout the sessions. So please share your name on WhatsApp with Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, and the number is 93152 9315205 for attendance purpose. And if your question is not addressed during the session or your turn doesn't come, feel free to share it via WhatsApp or email us at training1@siscertifications.com. We will make sure you receive a response.
Thank you, Pragya. Thank you so much. So,
Thank you,
as
sir.
Pragya has told us that today's topic is to know what's the difference between internal auditor and lead auditor. So, before going to the auditing and about the auditors, I should speak about ISO. So, according to me, ISO is such a vast and deep industry that if anyone says that he knows everything about ISO, so I will clearly say that he's lying because it's such a deep sea. It's a deep sea. It's an ocean. But as much as you dive, the depth will keep on going towards downwards. That you can get a lot many things. Lot many treasures are there in this sea, in this ocean. And this is internal auditors and lead auditors. They are just a part of that treasure. So let's talk about how they move. Pragya, could you please
Yeah.
move the slide? So the contents that are going to be covered in today's discussion are introduction to auditing, roles and responsibilities of internal auditors and lead auditors, key difference and interactive deep dive. And yes, at the end of this session, we will have a quiz as well. And those who win the quiz, they will get a certificate of participation as well. Please, Pragya. Pragya, move the
I
slide.
think, yeah, sir. Maybe it's a technical error. Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute, sir. Yeah, sir. Please continue. Hello?
Yeah, the PPT is not visible to me.
It's not visible to you. Just wait a minute.
No. Yeah, no, it's visible.
Just wait a
So,
minute.
internal auditor.
Yeah, sir. Please continue, sir. Yes, sir.
Introduction to auditing. See, auditing is the backbone of any of the system. I will not say that auditing is the only requirement of ISO standards. Any of the organization, if it's doing anything, that has to be audited by a trained and qualified person to get the best results from that particular work. Whether it's a production, it's HR, it's training, even the admins, whatever they are doing, that has to be audited so that we can able to identify the gaps, not the faults. We, the auditors, whether it's internal auditors or lead auditors, we are not here to identify the faults or to blame some. Our roles and responsibilities to identify the gaps and bring it in front of the organization. Pragya, internal auditor, evaluating and improving risk management and control. So, the internal auditor's roles or the responsibilities in an organization that he has to conduct the audits in his organization where he is working. Or it might be possible that sometimes the internal auditor may be outsourced. So in that case as well, the internal auditor has to do the audits on the behalf of the organization in the organization to find out the internal gaps so that they can able to fulfill the gaps and they become ready for their external audits or third party audit. Pragya, what happened? Still there is problem?
Yes, sir. I think screen is not visible.
Now it's visible. Moved. Move to previous one. Previous one.
Previous
Now here. Stop.
internal audit. Yeah.
On lead.
Lead. Okay.
Yes. Now.
Yes, sir. Please
So
continue. Sorry for disturbance.
lead auditor or the auditor from the external bodies, overseeing the entire audit process and managing the audit team. See, whenever we are doing a course for lead auditor, everyone goes for a lead auditor course on. No one goes for auditor course because there is no course for auditor. But in a team, there could be only one lead auditor. Only one captain can be there in a team. It's not possible to make all the players in a team the captain. Otherwise, that will create a confusion between the team that who will lead, who will command, and who will look after the team. So, at the time of setting the team for an audit purpose, we assign one person as a lead auditor so that the audits can be conducted unbiased, freely, and independently without any hassle, without any confusion. at the time of audit. The responsibilities of a lead auditor is to assign the duties to other auditors in the team so that there should not be any confusion that who is going to audit which part of the organization, supporting them, acting as a bridge between the auditees and the auditors. And in the end, he has to collect all the information from the auditors so that he can able to present the deviations, the gaps that has been identified from other auditors in the closing meeting. Educational and professional requirements for auditors. So see, there are no such requirements has been given in any of the document. But yes, to perform a task, to become an auditor, to become a captain, to become a lead auditor, you should have some of the qualities, some of the knowledge, expertise in you. If a person is graduate and he has a command on English that he can speak and he can write, he can read the English language, he can go for this training program. But to become a successful and effective auditor, it is very much required that you should know about the industries, different types of sectors, educational sector, hospitals, how they work, their methodology of working, then hospitality sector, service sectors, your automotive industries, construction companies, IT industries. You should know about it, that how they are working. Then only at the time of audit, you can able to evaluate the organization on the basis of your standards, that how much compliance they are following, what are the gaps, what are the developments that can be suggested to any of the organization as an auditor. Because as an auditor, it's your responsibility to identify the gaps as well as the good points, the development points that has been done by the organization between his previous audit and a current audit. So again, I repeat, no such qualification has been written at any place, but expertise, knowledge is required. Yes, Pragya?
Yes, sir. Changing.
Yeah. Before we start, let's test ourselves. You have to write the answers of these questions in the chat box. Come on, go ahead. Write the answers. Come on, I'm waiting.
Please write your answers, type your answers in the chat box.
Oh, which role manages the entire audit teams? Quality consultant? No. Lead auditor? Yes. The correct answer for question one is lead auditor.
Please type your answers in the chat box.
Okay, second question. An auditor's job is to find people to blame. Yes, no. The answer is no. And can an internal auditor audit their own work? Yes, it's no, because it could not give the fair decision. Is lead auditor a certification or just a job title? Aditi Kumar, she's saying yes. No, my dear, it's not possible. Yes, it's a certification. Yes, lead auditor is a certification and as well as a job title. Who signs the final audit report for a certification body? The lead auditor signs the report. So we have very talented persons with us. They know the answers. Okay, so let's move to other questions that we usually get.
Yes, sir, moving.
Yeah.
Sir, just wait a minute. Sorry, sir, some technical error is there. Please cooperate with us.
Meanwhile, I have a question for you, sir.
Yes, please, Tanvir.
Yeah, post completion of the certification, how many years will it be valid, the certification?
The
This lead
certification is
auditor
valid.
Uh-huh.
The certification is valid till the standard changes.
Okay.
Once the new version of standard has arrived, you have to upgrade yourself from the previous to the latest one.
So you mean to say, like, when you start with the training program, you will be starting with the newer version I mean, present version, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
So let's start
Yeah, yeah,
the webinar
yeah.
by answering the
So,
questions which are mostly asked.
yeah, so as sir has already discussed, this webinar will be special because we are adding a Q&A session this time. So, yeah, in this session, I will ask questions to Mr. Gyanendra Dwivedi about the topic of internal auditor versus lead auditor, and he will He will share his answers and explain the concepts clearly. And after the discussion, we will also have a short quiz. This quiz will help test your understanding of the webinar topic. Moving ahead. Yeah. So this is the first question. So, sir, what are the key skills required for an internal auditor?
See, for an internal auditor, the skills, it's an important question that the skills, what are the skills are required? Because to perform a task, yes, you need to have some skills in you. Then only you can able to perform the task. So as an internal auditor in any of the organization, the skills that is required to know the process of the organization. The initial thing that you should be aware about the production process, purchase process, how the quality works, how the QA takes place, the HR department, how they are performing it, their duties, their roles and responsibilities, right? Second thing is the requirement that you should know against which standard you are going to conduct the audit. Third thing, you should have the full knowledge, a brief knowledge, not full, but I will say a brief knowledge of the standard so that you can able to correlate the requirements of the standard and against which, up to which extent the organization is implementing and they are following the requirement and how much they are compliant with the standards.
Should I move to the next
Yes,
slide?
and
Yeah, yeah. So now comes the second question, sir. How does the role of a lead auditor differ in various industries?
see, the role of an lead auditor is never different. It's always same in all the type of industries. He has to arrange the team members, he has to align the auditing times, audit checklist, audit schedule, everything he has to do. He has to do the opening meeting, he has to do the closing meeting. But the things which are changed on the basis of the organization, the requirement of the standards in different industries are different. Any at the time of auditing a service sector and when you are auditing a automotive industry or the production industry, the requirements of both the industries are different. So it is required that the auditor, the lead auditor, should be aware of the requirements of the standard on the basis of the organization, its compliance requirements, legal and regulatory requirements, the requirement of the standard in its process, and up to which extent the process is following the requirements. See, in a service sector, if you want to identify that what you are producing, so but obviously they are not producing anything. They are delivering their services to their customers. So to evaluate the different quality parameters, means if you want to evaluate the quality of a product, then you have to check the raw material. You have to check the size, dimensions, shining, quality on the basis of the parameters that has been defined by the organization or that has been given by a customer. But to identify the quality of the service that has been delivered to the person, to the organization, the first thing that the service that has been delivered, what kind of knowledge was required by the person who was delivering the knowledge, the service. Suppose that I take my example that if I am giving a training to the candidates, to the trainees, then if you want to evaluate me, then on for that you need to know that for how many years I have worked, for how many types of industries I have worked, what was my performance, what was my learning from where I have started and where I have reached. On the basis of my knowledge, my experience, my expertise, you can identify that of which quality of service I can able to deliver. Suppose that any of the standard for which I have not worked, I have not learned about it. I'm not a lead auditor. I have never done even the implementation process. I've never gone through that standard. And if you say that, sir, you need to give the training for this standard. So, part of this, I won't be able to deliver the best quality of the service. Even the quality of service, not best, even the quality of service cannot be delivered. Right? Same way as a lead auditor, we need to know that where, when, and what is required to be evaluated and the process by which it can be evaluated. That means the knowledge of the standard should be there and the knowledge about different type of industries should be there. Please,
Yeah.
third question, next question, please.
Moving towards The next slide. And the third question is, can an internal auditor transition to a lead auditor role, sir?
See, it is required that a lead auditor should have a lead auditor certificate from the recognized agency or the certification bodies, those who are conducting the lead auditor training program. Right? It's like that only. A person who knows to drive the bike and he has given a car to drive. So he should know how to drive and he should have the license to drive.
Should I move the next slide?
Yes, yes, to the next question.
This is the sixth question. So, sir, what are the common misconceptions about auditors?
About auditors. See, the most common misconception about the auditors that they are coming to find out the faults. The companies, they think they are the devils. They are coming now, they will identify the gaps, they will identify the mistakes, and it has to be presented in front of the top management, and the top management will take action against us. So let me make it very clear that in our industry, in ISO, we are not the auditors to identify the mistakes. We are here to identify the gaps in any of the organization in its process, in its documentation, so that if the gaps has been identified, the shortcomings has been identified, and that has been fulfilled, then you can move further. It's for your development, it's for your growth, right? So don't consider that the auditors are only to identify the faults. Okay, I accept that at the time of audit we are strict. The auditors sometimes they become strict, they become rigid. That's not a big deal. Let it be. But at the end of the day, the auditors are to identify your mistakes because the person who is working cannot identify their own mistake. A second eye, a third eye is required so that the mistake, the gaps can be identified. Yes, Pragya, next question.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the next question, seventh question. So, sir, who has final authority on a non-conformity NC?
Final authority. See, no one is the final authority for non-conformity because if someone is taking the authority for non-conformity, that means that person has been blamed. It's a teamwork. The organization who is working, the members, the employees, the staff, the top management who is working to achieve a common goal in an organization, they are team. And if the team players will start blaming each other that, okay, I have performed my duty very well, but he has not performed. Due to his mistake, we lose the point. We have lose the point. In future, whatever the mistakes are going to happen, if we lose, he is responsible. So that has not to be done. Even in an industry or in a playground. Industry is also a playground that if one person is lacking somewhere, others has to support him, others help him so that he can also able to grow. And don't think that the person is growing. If the person is growing, the department is growing. If the department will improve, the organization will improve. So I will not say that who has the final authority on a non-conformity. Otherwise, a top management has to take the responsibility of the non-conformity. That if any of the non-conformity has been identified, they should accept it and they should work on it so that they can able to reduce the non-conformity, to convert the non-conformity into conformity. And it is possible when everyone says that yes, it's a non-conformity, it's a gap, it's a step of development. If any of the point that has been identified as a non-conformity, don't consider it your fault. Consider it as your chance to develop because an auditor who has identified it, he has some experience on that. Then only he has identified it. Otherwise, every day your team is working in the same department, but you have not identified that point. So if the point has been identified, work on it. Consider it as a step for development, step towards progress. Yes, Pragya,
Yeah, sure.
I'm
Okay, so now we have moved to the next slide. So this is the question number eight. So, sir, what is the difference between first, second, and third party audit?
okay. So first party audit, when you are doing a work and checking it yourself. You have given the exam, you have checked yourself that yes, whatever I did, I can check it and you have given the marks to yourself, that will be a first party audit. Means in an organization, when the organization's top management used to conduct the audit, they used to take the round in their premises, that is considered as first party audit. They are trying to identify their own mistakes. Second party audit is something when an organization is conducting an audit to its suppliers or any of the organization, those who are directly related with them. Means the customer is conducting the audit to its suppliers, right? So that is the second party audit. Means you have given the exam and your teacher has checked your copies, who has taught you for the complete. That is second party audit. Third party audit, when an independent organization or the independent person conducts an audit in your premises to look after the compliance, to look after the implementation and the level at which the standards has been followed, the requirements of the standards has been followed in your organization, will be considered as the third party audit. To make it more clear, the board examinations. The teacher who has taught you, you have given the exam, but the teacher who has taught you is not going to check the paper. There is a third person who is going to check the answers that you have written. So it's a third party audit, third party examination checking. Hope that this point is very much clear to everyone.
So now we have moved to the next question. How does a lead auditor manage a team during a site visit, sir?
See, it is required that taking a site visit, the team has to be managed. Because if it has not been managed, then suppose that there are three auditors, they are conducting the audit for three different standards. So it is also required that we have to evaluate that the auditors are designated for one standard or they are conducting a IMS audit. If they are conducting a IMS audit, integrated management system that has been implemented in any of the organization, and they are conducting audit for that. So in that case, they have to divide the department, right? That production and stores has to be audited by auditor A, dispatch and purchase will be audited by another person, HR and maintenance will be audited by another person, so that the auditees should not face same type of questions repeatedly from three auditors. Otherwise, they will get irritated. And if every auditor is going to the same department, that three of you, three of the auditors, one by one, they will go in the purchase, one by one, they will go to the production. So it is also time consuming, overlapping the questions, and it will irritate the auditees as well. That's why the team leader, the lead auditor, should manage the team during a site visit so that we can prevent ourselves from irritating anyone, repeated questions, overlapping the process investigation, and time as well. Yes,
So,
please.
yeah, sir. Moving the slide. So this is the 10th question. Sir, what constitutes objective evidence in ISO standards?
See, objective evidence. First of all, you need to understand that how we can identify the evidence and in which forms they have to be identified. So, evidence, when we are identifying the evidence, they have to be categorized into three different categories. That is major nonconformity, minor nonconformity, and the observations. So, major nonconformity is something when any part of the standard, the requirement of the standard, is fully missing, or any of the activity which may lead to a major accident and it can lead to fatal, means death or permanent disability of a person in the organization. So that has to be identified. That could be a major nonconformity. Second one is minor nonconformity. Means you are following the standards, but there is some gaps. Sometimes you have followed, sometimes you have not followed. So these are the minor nonconformities. Observations that, okay, you are doing it perfectly, but there are some more steps that can be followed, that has to be followed to make the process better. So to identify the evidence, there are two different things that has to be evaluated. And the auditor who is going to identify the evidence, he should be aware of both the things. First, the process that has to be audited. He should be very much clear about the process which is going to be audited by an auditor. Second thing, the standard behalf of which he is going to conduct the audit. It could be any SOP as well, that if you are conducting an internal audit, then SOP for which you are going to conduct the audit, you should be very much clear about the SOP as well. Then only you can able to evaluate the things, that whatever the requirements of the standard are fully met or not. To identify the objectives, you have to be very much clear that this is the requirement and this is the system that we have got. It says that the hammer should be hold in right hand. But if the person is holding the hammer in the left hand, then it could be a non-conformity. But if the person is lefty, then definitely he will keep the hammer in left hand only. So in any of the process that are going to be evaluated, you should be very much clear. You should not be rigid to the words. You should understand the process, you should understand the system, and you should understand the standard. Then only you can able to identify the objective evidence for the growth and development of the organization. Yes, Pragya.
Sir, moving the slide. And sir, this is the 11th question. And how does reporting structures differ from internal versus external audits?
See, in internal auditors, when an internal auditor is conducting the audits in his organization, he has to report to his top management, right? He has to report to his top management, to the chairperson, to the director, to the manager. But when a third party auditor is conducting the audit in your organization, in that case, he has to report to the top management of the organization, board for which he has audited, and to its lead auditor as well. The internal auditor needs also to inform the departmental heads for which department he has conducted the audit, so that the gaps that has been identified should be overcome or fulfilled before the final audit. But the external auditor, the lead auditor, will note down the gaps, and after the audit, he will inform you about the gaps, about the non-conformities. That means in front of the top management, he has written, he has given it. When he reaches to the board, the certification body, he has to report there as well, that these are the non-conformities that has been identified in the organization. And if that organization, that board is working for behalf of any other person, then he has to report to that person, that organization as well. Next question, please.
Yes, sir. So this is the, I guess, last question of the day. So what is the significance of the closing meeting, sir?
Significance of the closing meeting. Yes, it's an important thing because when we have conducted the audit, definitely we have gone through the process, we have seen the system of the organization. So it is required that while narrating the closing speech, you should be very much polite and in a systematic manner, that you should narrate, you should tell about the good points of the organization before telling the bad points or the shortcomings or the gaps or the non-conformities that has been identified in the audit. Because when you are telling the good points of a person, that okay, you have a good strength, and one more thing is there, that the method of narration should not be like that you are blaming someone. If you will be like that you are blaming someone, then definitely it will create problem. You should be unbiased, that instead of blaming someone, you should be clear that these are the points that has been identified at the time of audit, which may be a hurdle in your growth. If you will overcome to these points, it will help you in your growth as right. So the narration of the closing meeting, according to me, it should always be positive, right? Suppose that when you are narrating a statement that the purchase department has or the stores has not stored the material properly, then it's a kind of blaming. And at the same time, if you say that, okay, I have seen that there are lot many places where the materials are kept very carefully. They have stacked in a very structured manner, but still there are places for the development. There are chances for more. You can make the storage more better. I have seen two, three places where the materials are lying on the ground. They are kept idle. They are not identified. No significance has been identified. So I think that can be done, and by doing that, the store will be more better than now. That means you have given your point, but you have not blamed and you have not considered it as a blaming someone. So according to me, the closing meeting should be like this only. Means it should start from the positive points and to the your gaps that has been identified, but the narration, the statement should be in a positive manner always.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
So,
Pragya.
yeah, should I move? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such a valuable information about internal auditor versus lead auditor. And now this is the part three of the slide. Let's recap and test your skills. So let's have a short quiz now. So we will ask you some questions based on today's webinar topic, lead auditor, like internal auditor versus lead auditor. So each question will have multiple options. So you can choose the correct answer and write it in the chat box. Let's see how much you have learned. So let's start the quiz, and this is the question number one. So what is the primary focus of an internal auditor? Option A is external compliance. Option B is internal processes. Option C is regulatory enforcement. And start writing down your answers in the chat box. Let's see who has who has given the right answer, and we're going to announce that person's name. Okay, let me see.
We have got lot many correct
Yeah, lot many
answers.
correct answers. Yeah.
Rajiv
Okay.
is saying to repeat the question. Please, Pragya, repeat the question.
Yeah. So the question is, what is the primary focus of an internal auditor? Option A is external compliance. Option B is internal processes. Option C is regulatory enforcement. Write down the right answer. Okay. Ravikant, Soni, option B. Rajiv, Roshan, repeat. Okay. Tanuja, internal process. Vikas Singh, option B, option B बहुत आ रहा है. Option B, internal process, lead auditor. It can be both. I think you all have chosen the right option. It is internal processes. So option B is the right answer for this. So should I move the next slide now?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So now we move to the next slide, and this is the question number two. Who does a lead auditor typically report to? I'm repeating the question. Who does a lead auditor typically report to? Option A is internal management. Option B is external stakeholders. Option C is both. Start writing down your answers. Let's see who has won the battle. Tanuja, option A. Shreya, option C. Both. Okay. Ravikant, I think option 2. A. Okay, option A. Tanuja A. Rajesh C. Mandavi A. Rajiv A. Okay. Priya gave the right answer. It is option B. Sorry, option C. Both. So for this question, who does a lead auditor typically report to? It is both internal management and external stakeholders. So now we are moving to the next slide. So what is the this is the question third of the day, and what is the responsibility of an internal auditor? I'm repeating the question. Which is the responsibility of an internal auditor? Option A is leading teams. Option B is compliance audit. Option C is planning external audit. Start writing down the answers in the chat box. Rajiv B. Okay. Ravikant B. B is coming a lot. Rajiv, Roshan B, Tanuja B, Rajesh B, okay. Vikas Singh, Sale B, Moin B, okay. B. Gitanjali B, Chetan B, Ujjwal B, okay. So B is the right answer. Yeah, B is the right answer for this question, and we are moving to the next slide. What is the key difference between internal auditor and lead auditor role? I'm repeating the question. What is the key difference between internal auditor and lead auditor role? Option A is independence. Option B is reporting structure. Option C is both. Start writing down your answers. Okay, option C is coming a lot. Rajesh C, Ujjwal C, Mandhavi C, Moin C, Ravikant C, Chetan C. Okay, option C, Aditi Kanwar C. So C is the right answer. It is both independence and reporting structure. So this is the last quiz of the day. So can internal auditors conduct external audits? I'm repeating the question. Can internal auditors conduct external audits? Option A is yes. Option B is no. And option C is only with permission. Okay. Rajiv, no. Rajesh, B. Okay. Chetan, B. Mandavi, A. Point A. C. Tanjali B. Tanuja B. Okay. So yes, B is the right answer. So all of you gave the correct answers mostly. And yes, so now I'm going to move the slide. So we are going to wrapping up. So this is the part 4 of the slide. So this is a quick revision, like what we have learned so far. So what is auditing? Difference between lead auditor versus internal auditor. Roles and responsibility of lead auditor and internal auditor. What is more important? Technical knowledge or soft skills? How does you transition from internal to lead auditor? How do you stay objective when management disagrees? How do internal and lead auditors work together during a surveillance audit? And why is an auditor a value adder and not a police officer? So yes, so moving to the next slide. So now we have came to the conclusion. So thank you for participating in our webinar on internal auditor versus lead auditor. So we hope you have you gained a valuable insights into the distinct roles and responsibilities of these auditors. So your engagement and questions have made this session enriching, and start your journey today. And whether it is improving your current IMS or seeking global lead auditor status. Thank you for participating. So yes, so I think you all must be waiting for this e-certificates and closing, right? So yes, so this is the certification instructions for e-certificates and closing. So as a token of your appreciation for your participation, we will be sending out e-certificates to all the attendees, and also kindly share your mail ID in the chat box and also your name, mentioning your name. So please, and accordingly, please, after that, after this webinar, so please check your email for the certificates within the next few days. And final thanks is like thank you for being part of the session, and your participation is certified. Thank you.